Very happy to say that we got $10,000 as well as 2 other teams who have amazing ideas, and they've done amazing.
Can you share with us some embarrassing or awkward moments from your first year?
Yeah, that's what it is. I've become virtually unemployable thanks to Elevate and Startup Weekend and whatnot. And plus the job market isn't looking too rosy at the moment. So
what do you think about the 30 AUBG spotted posts about you from last year?
And then my friends came in at like 2 a.m. and they were like, "Where's the pizza?" I'm like, "That's what you're worried about?"
Hello guys, this is the 2059 Late Show, the newest and the messiest show here at AUBG. It was applause for that. We're gonna explore the topic of creation in different fields. And so first I want to introduce our first guest of the night, a very kind-hearted person with entrepreneurial spirit. Please, a warm welcome to Greg Leon. How are you, Greg?
I'm all right, thank you. How are you?
A bit nervous. A bit nervous. This is my first gig, my first live gig. Can you please tell us what you've been doing this past year here at AUBG?
Well, for the first half, not very much. But for the second half, more than I've ever done before. I've been working on my startup with my 2 co-founders. One of them is at the university, the other one is not. And yeah, we've just been hammering it at Elevate and trying to, conquer it all with Startup Weekend, Hackathon, bunch of other things, and trying to graduate at the same time. So yeah, just lots of stuff, lots of failures, lots of little pushes, but it's going well, I think.
That's a really busy schedule for you.
Yeah.
I think that's something we can all relate to at AUBG. Can you please tell us what Elevate is for the non-AUBG audience here today?
Tonight? Yeah, so Elevate is a startup accelerator and incubator. So you go in with an idea for a business, and out of, I think, 30 people, eight groups, or out of 30 groups with different business ideas, 8 groups pass through. And over the course of about 6 months, you have mentorship every week, 2 to 3 times a week, sometimes even 4, all of which are like 2 to 3 hours long, really, really long, with some of the best businessmen in Bulgaria, businesswomen as well. Lots of different people from different spheres. And essentially what you do is you have to develop your business idea all the way from validating your idea, developing the idea, making an MVP, minimal viable product, or just a prototype. And yeah, and then you have demo day, which was 3 days ago, I think, 4 days ago. Mm-hmm. And that's where you show everything that you've been doing for the last 6 months. In our case, it was a year, in 5 minutes. And then you get grilled for 10 minutes with a Q&A.
And I've heard that you actually won an award.
Yeah, we're very happy to say that we got $10,000 as well as 2 other teams who have amazing ideas, and they've done amazing. I mean, being alongside those winners really pushes you, especially if in the beginning you thought you were going to do really well. But there are lots of setbacks, and yeah, really happy. This money doesn't change our life much or fix our business, but it's a good point to validate us, I'd say. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Interesting. And as far as I understand, this is a very engineer-heavy idea to do a robot lawnmower, or
yeah, well, that's a common misconception. It's not a lawnmower, but it's essentially what it is. It's a little robot. You can imagine a little car driving through fields, and it gets rid of weeds. Now, weeds are really boring, but the way that you can get rid of them is really fun. Weeds are a really, really big problem. Before farmers can expect any kind of yield, they have to essentially trim their fields. They have to make sure that the weeds aren't stealing resources, water, or even a hotbed for bugs to get rid of their crops or destroy their yields. And so laser weeding is a modern way to get rid of weeds. And yeah, it is a really engineering heavy idea. It was probably the hardest concept to sell at demo day, apart from Falcon with air logistics service. Since our engineer is over in England, I had to do most of the work by hand here. So apart from studying psychology, philosophy, and business, I had to learn how to assemble things as well and do a little bit of hardware, lots of coding, and thousands and thousands and thousands of failed attempts to get it working. But in the end, it worked. So thank God.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't you like not an engineering major or like computer science major?
No, not at all. Not at all.
How do you have like the guts to do something like that?
Well, I'm not really good at anything specifically. Which if it was like 10 years ago, I'd probably be cooked on the job market. But thanks to all the tools that we have now, I mean AI, I'm just gonna get out the way. You can basically do anything. I mean, we're living proof of that. I mean, we haven't sold 10 robots yet, but we're a lot farther ahead of where anyone would have expected us to be. And I'm not going to go off on the typical rant of like prove my haters wrong, but there's some truth to that. And yeah, I mean, psychology and philosophy definitely helps me ensure that what we're doing is on good moral footing, and helps me with team dynamics and things like that. Also with speaking to farmers, because they're the worst people to speak to, which is reasonable, because I mean they're like the most important people, but they're also the least appreciated people, I'd say, in Bulgaria and probably worldwide as well. I mean, without them, we'd literally have a hard time, let's say. So selling something that's modern and techie is just impossible. It's really impossible. And so I'm really proud that we've even managed to get some pre-orders and people to put their money where their mouth is. So.
And now I want to take you back to your first year at AUBG. Can you share with us some embarrassing or awkward moments from your like first year, to see?
Oh man,
the Greg that came in here.
Okay, well, I wasn't that fun, to be honest. I wish I was a little more, stupid. Let's say first and second year. I wish I did some more fooling around, but. There's one story that we always just keep repeating, and I'm not very proud of it, and I know this is going to leave a digital footprint, but yeah. I remember this. We had these two friends. One of them dropped out, and he's doing really well, actually. Makes me wonder sometimes if I should have fooled around like that. But yeah, he was in his room with his girlfriend in Skepto 1, fighting, but like really fighting, like really going at it. And not in the fun way, but and so I just got one of those. I got one of those like incredible deals at the canteen. Those huge pizzas, back then they were affordable. And I remember one of my friends was like, "Yo, I got this pen here." And I was like, "It's just a vape," and he's like, "It's a nice vape." And so I used this nice little vape, and my friends, they were like, all right, stay here in the other room, opposite to where my friends were, and there was no mattress on the bed. There were just wooden planks. I don't know what was going on there. I then found out that the people who were living in that room left because they couldn't bear the other two. They just moved out straight up, and so I was sitting on the floor next to the bed, eating the whole pizza. And my phone had no battery, so I didn't know what time it was. And my friends were trying to reach me; they couldn't reach me. And so I was just sitting there for like literally an hour and a half, eating the pizza, staring at the wall, listening to them. And then I just closed my eyes at one point. And I was just eating my pizza, imagining them just going at it. Like I was hearing things being thrown, every single slur you can hear. It was lovely. Honestly, it was lovely. And then my friends came in at like 2 a.m. and they were like, "Where's the pizza?" I'm like, "That's what you're worried about?" And I was really pissed off at them, but I was having a great time. So, yeah. Lots of flavors, like that scene from Ratatouille, Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing wrong from dropping out. Like I'm a proud dropout myself. I used to study in Germany, yeah. So this show is like to balance things out, you know.
Yeah.
um,
That's a good thing about AUBG, that you have a lot of time to do other things other than study.
yeah, yeah. Oh. Yeah, all my friends are like calling me and saying that, aren't you here to just study? Like, what are you doing right now? Like a late night show.
Yeah.
Okay, and a more scary question. What are your plans after you graduate?
Oh. What'd you say? Okay, no. So as I said, those $10,000 unfortunately don't go very far when it comes to building robots. So this summer we're gonna be going to a couple more competitions so we can get some free money, and then we're gonna have to raise a big sum of money, and we have to build the thing to actually get it out in the fields and test it and make sure that it works and speak to farmers and make sure that it really does what they want it to do. And so apart from building the prototype and coding and speaking to farmers and trying to raise some money, I'm working on another startup as well. It's a baby monitor. It's a little different from robots, but I mean, it's really scary. You know, there's this thing called sudden infant death syndrome, and there's like 40 times more cases of SIDS than there are car accidents involving children, fatal ones. So it's a really scary thing that no parent should have to go through, because you can see symptoms of some kind of catastrophic failure like up to an hour before something happens to your child. And that's the idea that we want Startup Weekend with. And so, yeah, that's what I'm going to be spending my time this summer doing, and hopefully raising some capital there as well, so that we can keep going with it. Because it's just like work. You need to be able to sustain yourself, have a salary, and not live off of ramen. And so, yeah, that's what it is. I've become virtually unemployable thanks to Elevate and Startup Weekend and whatnot. And plus, the job market isn't looking too rosy at the moment. So, yeah, the idea is to create a job for myself, or a couple jobs, and try and do as much good as I can there. And even if the path is a bit slower, I'm okay with living miserably for a little bit, and then if that happens. But yeah, that's the plan. That's the plan. It doesn't look like the traditional alternative, even exists anymore. I would say that even if you want to become a great specialist in something, it's just really tough. It's really tough, and that's not something that I've ever been good at. So I guess I'm putting all my eggs in one basket. We'll see how that goes.
One thing I really am trying to figure out about yourself, why the hell are you doing all this? Like, what's the core desire of yours to create all these things? Why do you think you're like that?
Okay, there's two answers. One, it happened by accident, and two, it was an accident that I asked for. So there was last winter, I was really like in the gutter. I didn't know what I was doing in my life. I wasn't really convinced that anything that I did at AUBG in terms of education would really get me very far. And I was just really stressing about what the future holds. And so I did what I usually do, and I prayed, and I prayed that I have my time get busy. I just wanted to be able to do things and be really tired, really exhausted, but go to sleep happy with that exhaustion. And so I went into a startup competition 2025 with a really great team, with my friends whom I love very much, and we had no idea what we were doing. Actually, the alternative to that idea was imagine like a huge tea bag that you put in your bath, and it's for like female hygiene. So that was the alternative to the robot. Thank God that didn't happen. But yeah, and so we did that, and we sat down with our mentor, who was an engineer, and he was like, "All right, great idea, but are any of you engineers?" And then we went from the table. One did economics, the other did international relations. I did psychology. The other one, I don't know. She made really nice presentations. and then he was like, "All right, that's great. I really, you guys are cool, but like, how are you gonna make this thing?" And I was like, ChatGPT. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. You know, it's like just stick with us throughout the weekend. And so, you know, we got a little far, and we won Startup Weekend, and then we just continued with it afterwards, and we really worked hard all summer. All summer it was terrible, but you know, we pushed through, and then things started to happen, and I realized that this is exactly what I want to do. I want to be, you know, always researching, always trying to do something new, pushing the limits on all these tools that we have, and I really started to get into the culture of entrepreneurship and the startup world, and I was just listening to a bunch of podcasts from people at my age, and yeah, it was that's how it started. And then I realized there's nothing else that I can do. I was at the job fair, like, when was it? 3 weeks ago, 4, and I just went from booth to booth, and I was like, there's no way I'm gonna do a job anywhere here. Like I was really trying hard to just get into the, you know, to get into the mindset of like, yeah, I'm gonna get a job, I'm gonna present myself, whatever. And I was like, nah, I don't buy into any of these companies. These are mega corpos that are gonna give me homework essentially. It's gonna be AUBG, instead they pay me.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I have to make everything else work. So that's how it happened.
And one last question that it's not mine, but
Okay.
a lot of people want me to ask you. What do you think about the 30 AUBG spotted posts about you from last year?
Oh my God, those AUBG spotted posts got me into a lot of trouble with my girlfriend back then. But they were all like just so typical for AUBG. No, I mean it's a small campus. People love to talk. People have nothing to do but talk, and I understand it. You know, I'm not gonna say I wasn't a part of it, you know, in my own little circle, but.
Yeah, just for those of you who don't know, AUBG Spotted is like an Instagram gossip anonymous account. Yeah, that got a lot of traction, but now it's discontinued.
No, I saw there were I like AUBG Gag #2 and AUBG Spotted #2 followed me last week, so it's not the revival is coming.
Okay.
The revival is coming. Yeah, but I'll be gone. So
yeah. We'll
plus, there's another Greg on campus, so it might be him.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, Greg Leon, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. Also, we have a gift for Greg. We have a voucher for Premium Barber Volgograd. Shout out. And also a mug cup from our show.